The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment she landed in Emerald Vale,
이거
her
이미지 원래
actions
멈춰 있는
altered
거예요?
the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists, engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation,
역시 못
but
따라온
most of
마을도
them
있네.
found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny.
이 사회가 갑자기
Between
사라진 거야?
MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Sublight Salvage adapted to the changes in Halcyon, shifting their business model to suit the times. Their claims of legitimacy were scrutinized, but ultimately unquestioned.
네, 이게 엔딩인 것 같아요.
Lilia Hagen would continue to protect her family as ruthlessly as ever.
지금 이렇게 나오는 NPC들이 다 제가 사이드 퀘스트로 도와줬었던 NPC들이에요. 그 NPC들의 결과가 나오네요. 에지워터는 제가 맨 처음에 착륙한 행성이죠. 행성이란다, 마을이죠. 아, 애들레이드 오랜만에 듣는다.
Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse.
진짜
A
거부했다고?
sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An
하긴
optimistic
애들레이드
estimate suggests her
이쪽은
work may
완전
have brought
그냥
Halcyon
아무한테도 간섭 안
another few years
받고
of survival.
자유롭게 살려고 했었으니까.
Adelaide
죽었다고?
would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family.
근데 내가 그라운드 브레이커에서 경찰들 다 때려 죽였는데 그 마데트들.
The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority.
비잔티움 사람들은 진짜 완전 갑부들이지.
Nearly everyone
근데
had to
직업을
learn to
가져야
make
된다는
do
그
with
압박감
less.
때문에
Some
힘든 시기를 보냈대요.
even had to get
그리고
jobs.
싸구려 제품 써야 되니까.
It was a dark time indeed.
내가 비잔티움에서는 퀘스트를 안
Ellie
했어.
savored her adventures on the Unreliable. Once they were done, she returned to life as usual, running missions of dubious
제가
legality,
엘리를 별로 데리고 다니지 않았거든요.
and living life to the
그냥
fullest.
엘리는 그저 그렇게 나오네요.
She meant to reach out to her one-time captain, but she was always bad
잠깐
at
데리고
keeping
다녔어요,
in
잠깐.
touch. Life in Halcyon was sobering for
펠릭스 얘기 나온다.
Stone. The grand revolution he dreamed
정신을
of
차리게
never
만들었대.
came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done
주인공
with
결말이요.
two hands. Once the matter
아마
with the Hope
마지막에 나오지
colonists was
않을까요?
resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the groundbreaker.
파라바티는 줄리랑 같이 타나
Parvati
보네.
enthusiastically, if somewhat
그라운드
awkwardly,
브레이커에서.
agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought
내가
her out by name,
파라바티의
and in no time, she was a
뭐라고 말해야
fixture in the
되지?
groundbreaker's
동료 퀘스트를 다
mechanical
깨줬거든.
ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. The SAM unit that accompanied
SAM.
you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance
샘 유닛
capabilities
판매량이
across
급증했대.
what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house
클라크
arrest,
장관.
and his contact with
내가
you
잠깐
gave him a
만났는데.
sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became
내가
clear that
얘는 안
no help
죽였어요.
would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping
역시
Halcyon
얘를
manage
살리는
the
거는
crisis before it.
제대로 한 역.
As for
그랬어.
Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive
이
the mistakes of his
할사이온
younger self.
할사이온 맞나? 어쨌든 이 박사가 파일 박사죠. 파일 박사가
In the end,
희망호에 있는
Dr.
사람을
Wells was
살리기
able to
위해서
save every
12명
scientist and
이상의
engineer
사람을
aboard the Hope.
실험했어요.
Over the next decade,
그러니까 여러 사람이
nearly all of the
터졌습니다.
Hope's
실험하다가
remaining
사람이
colonists were
터져버렸어.
successfully revived.
그 중에
Halcyon saw a
살아난
period
사람이
of rapid
나래요.
technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from
운이
starvation.
좋았죠, 저는.
Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony.
오.
Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived.
죽었네, 웰스도.
Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon.
역사상 처음으로
But for the
미래에 대한
first time
진정한
in its
희망이
history,
존재한다고.
there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future.
어쨌든 해피엔딩인가?
And what about you? The unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon. You brought an end to the chaos in Tartarus and left Dr. Wells to his own devices. The affairs of the colony never distracted you from living out your own dreams, to captain a ship, to sail the ether, and to earn a reputation as the greatest spacer Halcyon ever had. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the unreliable and that of its
주인공
intrepid captain
결말은
will remain the subject of
예,
countless
영웅으로
stories
남았대요.
for years to come.
드디어 엔딩 맞네. 아우 씨. 너무 오래 걸렸다. 이것도 한글화를 해줬네. 중간중간마다 뭔가 좀 오역이 있었긴 했지만 그래도 뭐 이 정도 한글화는 진짜 괜찮은 것 같아요. 제가 모나크까지는 진짜 퀘스트를 엄청 열심히 깼는데 모나크 다음 행성이 비잔티움이거든요. 비잔티움 때부터는 그냥 빨리 넘어갔단 말이야. 만약에 비잔티움에서도 사이드 퀘스트를 엄청 열심히 깼다면은 진짜 저 완전 뭐랄까 마지막에 좀 엔딩이 길지 않았을까요? 근데 지금도 충분히 길 것 같아. 야, 프로그래머 많죠. 확실히 이런 게임은 그래픽 프로그래머가 따로 있네. 맞아요. 사운드 트랙도 마음에 듭니다. 이거 좋다. 오, 결혼 얘기도 있네. 개발부 생존 캐릭터들 3년 이상 시행 중. 소리 봐. 엑스트라 목소리가 추가 목소리네요. 이게 뭔가 했네. 저는 뭐 봐도 잘 모르겠습니다. 와, 근데 진짜 많다. 프리바이트 디비전이 뭐지? 아, 개발사 이름인가? 유통사예요? 와, 유통사 관련된 것도 엄청 많다. 유통사에서 테스터를 하나봐요. 게임 테스터. 프로덕션 중에 태어난 애기들도 적어놨어. 신기하다. 협력업체도 적어놨나보다. 저 벌투어스 저런 팀도 다 협력업체가 아닐까? 팀장, 아티스트 이런 거 다 적어놓은 거 보니까. 와, 협력업체인데도 엄청 사람이 많네. 동일 인물이 좀 포함되어 있는 건가? 아티스트가 몇 명이야? 와, 아티스트 진짜 많다. 테크니컬 아티스트는 뭐지? 그냥 아티스트인가? 보통 우리나라에서 좀 모바일 게임 만드는 소규모 회사가 아티스트를 한 3명? 보통 2명 놔두고요. 좀 적당히 놔둔다 하면은 3명. 예술적으로 코딩하는 사람? 그럼 그런 사람을 테크니컬 아티스트라고 하나? 우리나라 모바일 게임 회사들은 보통 두세 명 놔두는데 아티스트들을. 와 여기는 무슨 엄청 많이 데려오네요. 오 음악도 있다. 얼리얼 엔진. 이렇게 거원별님이 선물해주신 아우터월드를 엔딩 봤네요. 뭐랄까 처음에는 정말 재밌었는데 나중에 할수록 점점 좀 지겨워지다가 또 어느 순간이니까 또 갑자기 재밌고 막 이런 게임이었어요.